what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, Steve, we look at the first matchup today, the first of two. We've got Tupelo, Mississippi against Fargo, North Dakota. Both came up on the short end yesterday. They both need a victory.
Yeah, they both need a victory. And after talking with both coaches, they seem loose and ready to go still, after coming off regional wins. And, man, it'd be tough to be loose here after losing in the first game.
Well, it's pool play, as we mentioned, of course, in the Stars division has the stage today. And there you see the standings right there in the Stars division. And the remaining schedule, you see Hawaii and Maryland both picking up a victory. We'll have those two teams going at it at 7 o'clock tonight. And as we mentioned, Tupelo, Mississippi, and North Dakota both needing the victory. But as Woody said, talking to the coaches, they're loose, and there's no pressure as far as feeling the pressure. They've got to win that baseball game today to stay alive. And, of course, the goal is to get to Monday, the semifinal games, and the championship game here in 2021 will be Tuesday, 7 o'clock on ESPNU. So we saw some outstanding pitching yesterday in the day number one, especially you look at Idaho. Idaho beat a very good hitting Michigan team, holding Michigan to just 2 hits.
Yeah, talking to both coaches thought both teams, the other team was good, their team was good. I mean, it was a great game. It was fun watching Idaho play, fun watching Michigan play, and it was some good baseball, the best I've seen since I've been coming.
And Tupelo, Mississippi, there's a team that averaged, or they hit to 365 in the regular season, 362 in the regionals. And yesterday, for Mac Holland, they only came up with 4 base hits, scoring just 1 run in their loss, losing to Maryland 6-1. So it's going to be Fargo, North Dakota, and Tupelo, Mississippi, the first of 2 as we check the starting lineups right now for Mississippi. Kai Holiday, the speedster. He is now 26 of 26 in stolen bases. He had 2 yesterday. Jackson McCoy, the best overall hitter, will be the DH, hitting in the 2 spot. Stone Collier, the leading RBI man in the regionals, will be at first base, hitting 3rd. And Noah Foster, now in the cleanup spot, he'll be at 3rd base for Tupelo, Mississippi. And let's go to the mound right now as we check out Kobe Sen.
Yeah, there's Kobe Sen, and he's known for his hitting. He's the best hitter in this lineup, but he's going to be pitching today also. And he was 1-0 in the regional, 4 1/3 innings pitch, had 2 walks, but he didn't give up any runs in that regional, and they're hoping he can do the same thing here.
And he also hit 643 in that regional, so he'll be in the batting order as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so Fargo, the home team to start things off today, so let's check their defensive lineup. First of all, on the corners, it's the brother combination of Eli Mock and Andy Mock, double play combination of Easton Rarick and Jackson Beiswanger, and left to right, out in the outfield, Caden Graff in left field, Colton Almy in center field, and Oliver Lucht out in right field with Tate Gustafson behind the plate catching Kobe Sen. So it's day 2 of some good baseball. The sun is shining here in Shelby, North Carolina. Some white puffy clouds. Should be a great day of baseball coming up in that second game. And we're going to have the 2 undefeated teams. Maryland picking up a victory yesterday, as did Hawaii. So it should be another very competitive day of baseball. Mike Lease along with Steve Woodard. Great to have you with us. And people relax, sit in their rocking chairs here at Keeter Stadium. And Kobe Sen is ready to go. So Kai Holiday ready to step in. We saw him really chase down a baseball yesterday that was amazing.
Unbelievable athlete, and we were talking about he nearly overran the ball going after it. He was so fast.
He was 1 for 2 and a couple of stolen bases yesterday and scored a run. First pitch of the ball game is in for a strike as Jeff Maxey calling the balls and strikes behind home plate. Darren Duncan down at first, Roger Wolf at second, while Michael Fiabani will be calling the shots down that left field line at third base. Breaking pitch, Holiday holds back, and the count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, for Kobe here, starting off, keep this guy off the bases. If he gets on the bases, he can be on third before you know it.
Here's the 1-1 delivery, another breaking pitch. This one's over for a strike. It's 1-2. So if you just joined us and missed the broadcast yesterday, we'll repeat some of the information after this pitch. Woody, tell us what this young man did on the football field.
Yeah, he is unbelievable. He was 1A quarterback, won the state championship, threw for 4,000 yards. He also ran for 1,000 yards. That's pretty unbelievable.
And the point guard on the basketball team, state champion in the 100 meters and a state champion power lifter.
Does it
We're
all,
not making
man.
this up.
He does it all.
Oh! Well, he's going to be running. A couple of pitches from now, he'll trot down after getting hit right in the back of the head. So just like that, Tupelo, Mississippi has a base runner.
It isn't like he turned his head. Well, he did turn his head. And he's got that ear flap there, or the flap on the front to keep you from getting hit in the face. So he's okay.
So the speedster down at first base is Jackson McCoy. He was 1 for 3 with a strikeout yesterday. Hit .508 in the regular season, .462 in the regional. So playing the DH spot. Here's a bouncer back to third. Mock to Mock. It's going to be an E5, and here comes the speedster Holiday scoring from first base. He was on the move, so it was a hit and run. And just like that, Jackson McCoy is down at third base, and we have a 1-0 ball game.
Yeah, it was a hit and run, Mike, and he was not even slowing up when he went around second, and easy to score on that throw there. So
you give the air on Eli Mock at third base, trying to throw it over to first, Andy Mock.
Yeah, and you see the throw here from brother to brother, and just didn't get it there. And when you got speed like that, you gotta make those plays.
Look at, he's already Holiday's already almost at third base by the time the ball hit or skipped over to first. This one's outside for a ball. It's the number 3 hitter now. Stone Collier steps in.
Yeah, and the key yesterday, what we were talking about in the opening with North Dakota, was cutting down on the errors, and now we've already got one on the board and a run on the board.
Collier 1 for 3 with an RBI yesterday. A little off-speed pitch. It was interesting that Mac Holland had talked to him down on the field before the game. He said, in the regionals, these guys were facing 85, 86, 87 miles an hour, and they timed it out. And yesterday they faced a finesse pitcher, and they just never got going, never timed it out. There's a high major league pop-up. Easton Rarick, the shortstop, drifts over towards second base, and there's one down. One run in, runner down 90 feet from home plate, down at third base, and here's Noah Foster. He was 1 for 3 yesterday and left a runner stranded.
Yeah, getting back to that, Mike, talking about facing velocity and different things. I think that's the tough thing for high school hitters or kids that are young in college, is figuring out a way to, when you're facing somebody hard and then you face somebody not throwing very hard, is to figure out how to get your timing down. And everybody wants to go fast, and that's when you know how to pitch, it's a lot easier to get those guys off balance.
Here's the 0-1 delivery, and it's 0-2. Well, that definitely looked like an off-speed.
Yeah, it bounced in front of the plate, it looked like, and probably wanted that swing back.
As you mentioned, Sen with 29 and a third inning pitch in the regular season. There's a check swing, just missing for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And for people that didn't get on the broadcast yesterday, Noah Foster was the wide receiver for Kyle Holiday that caught, I think, 1,000 yards of those passes.
Wow. I still get a kick out of talking about Holiday with being a power lifter and a 100-yard meter champion. If 4,000 yards and 1,000 yards isn't enough to be impressing you. Here's the 2-2 pitch now from Sen. This one's outside for a ball. It's 3-2. Foster swings a good stick. Mentioned 1 for 3 yesterday. 484 in the regular season and 421 in the regionals. We all face a slump, or they all face a slump sooner or later. He hasn't faced one yet. And there he goes. RBI single right up the middle.
Very good job of hitting there by Noah. And, you know, when you're facing somebody throwing a little bit slower, facing off-speed pitches, you got to think up the middle, away, and that's exactly what he did.
The catcher, number 18.
So Mississippi scoring just once yesterday. They've got 2 on the board here in the first inning already.
And you can see where he drove that ball right back up the middle. Off-speed pitch, it was up in the zone.
So here's Ben Davis. Number 5 hitter, slow breaking pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Rising senior Ben Davis from Boonville High School, Mississippi. And speaking of pitching, Woody, Davis was 6-0 this year with a 1.24 ERA.
He looks like a pitcher, you know, with his body frame. And
runners going. There's the throw, not in time. And so Foster has a stolen base.
yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he had one yesterday also. And you can see that jump. All these guys get great jumps.
So another Mississippi runner in scoring position out at second base now with 1 out. Sen behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the delivery. And this one misses as well. It's 3-0. It was interesting. I think 2 or 3 teams didn't throw their ace yesterday, which surprised me for the first game of the World Series.
Yeah, they kind of went with their number 2 pitcher. And
This one's in for a strike. It's 3-1. Davis thought it missed. Obviously, Jeff Maxey didn't see it that way.
you know, but here in pool play, Mike, I mean, you got to win. I mean, if you don't win, you don't have a chance to play in the, you know, to get to the semis.
Well, pool play allows, gives every team a chance to play 3 games, at least 3 games. What's your thoughts versus double elimination or single elimination?
Well, you can look at it both ways. I mean, these guys are, some of them coming from a long way, Hawaii. Different people gives them a chance to play 3 times rather than possibly just play 2 and be gone. So you can look at it both ways. There's good and bad of both.
That's what Ben Bryant, the head coach for Fargo, said. Hey, just play ball, have some fun. We're here to have some fun, play some baseball. There's the ball 4, so runners on first and second now as Sen gives up his first walk.
Left fielder, number 12, Jackson Cheek.
So we move deeper into the order now with Jackson Cheek. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. He's got to get that stick going after hitting .431 in the regular season. He was at 3 for 14 or 214 in the regionals. Now he's got a chance to drive in a run. This one's up high for a ball.
Yeah, good ball player. He's going to be actually going to my neck of the woods at the University of North Alabama. He's actually just going to be a senior this next year, but he's already committed to UNA.
Yeah, the football coach there, too, Chris Willis at North Alabama, has to be happy because I'm told that Cheek is one of the top place kickers in the class of 2022. I mean, he's going to play baseball, but maybe, you know, if he winds up playing baseball, the coach, they get together, have a cup of coffee and say, hey.
Absolutely. My son plays football at UNA also. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just he's a freshman. And
I did not realize
yes.
that. Well, the powwow is over. And Kobe Sen. That's why I love to watch pitchers that get in a jam early. How many pitchers look over at the dugout and say, hey, coach, I just don't have it. And other guys just are bulldogs.
Man,
I'll
be honest with you, I could never look over at the dugout because that's the last thing I want to do is get the coach to come out and take me out. You got to figure it
even
out.
when you don't have your best stuff.
Man, that's when you got to figure it out. It's called competing. And I think that's what's wrong with kids today is they just don't compete. Got to figure it out. Want to win.
Two balls and no strikes, and does want to lose another one here with one out. 3 balls, and this one gets past to Gustafson, and so both runners advance. So Foster goes down to third, and Davis up to second.
That's got to be what? Wouldn't you think that's a pass ball? I mean, it looked like you could have
Yeah.
handled that, raised up a little bit on it.
Yeah.
Well, it hit the dirt first, but he raised up. Probably a ball he always blocks.
3-0 pitch. This one catches the corner for a strike. It's 3-1.
Yeah, and that was his 25th pitch, Mike, and that's a lot of pitches here in this first inning.
Jacob Top, the southpaw out in the bullpen, warming up a little bit. There's a second walk, and now the bases are juiced for Davis Oswald.
Center fielder number 8, Davis Oswald.
Oswald did not play yesterday, but the young man can hit. He finished with a .356 batting average in the regular season. Had a good regional, 8 2/3 innings pitched in the regionals. He went 2-0 with an ERA of 0.00, 7 strikeouts and no walks.
Pretty good.
Good size, 2'6", 185 pounds. The MVP of the regional for this team. As a matter of fact, in the regional, well, I mentioned 7 strikeouts, no walks, but Woody in the regular season, he had 29 strikeouts and just 2 walks. That's impressive.
That was a very good strikeout to walk ratio there.
Send behind of the count again. There's a bouncer, right side, picked up by Beiswanger. They got 2 outs, but another run in. And we've got a 3-0 ball game.
Yeah, good job of getting that runner in from third, but I'm betting he wished he had that back. It wasn't a very good 2-0 swing, but was able to get that RBI and get that guy in from third.
So the number 8 hitter here in the first inning, J.W. Armistead. His dad is the first base coach down there, 90 feet away. With runners on second and third, with 3 runs in already. There's a chopper to third. Mock to Mock, and they're out of the inning. Just 1 base hit, but they got 3 runs pushed across. We played 1/2 of an inning, and North Dakota coming in to take their first swings of the afternoon.
The strength of our country hasn't just been won on the battlefield. It's won.
During the regional, Caleb didn't have a decision. Innings pitched, he was 2 2/3 innings pitched, had 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. But during the season, he was 4-0 with a .65 ERA, 26 strikeouts to 5 walks. So looks like he can throw some strikes.
And the defensive lineup right now for Tupelo, Mississippi. You have Noah Foster at third, Stone Collier over at first base today, and Kai Holiday's Alex Marshall with the double play combination. And Jackson Cheek, Davis Oswalt, and J.W. Armistead in the outfield while Ben Davis is behind the plate doing the catching. And it's an interesting story right there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm interested to see Kai Holiday at shortstop. That's moving from center field to short.
I was surprised. I thought that might have been a typo at first when I saw the lineups come in, but he played such a fantastic center field. Boy, he covered a lot of real estate out there. There's a left-hand hitting Oliver Luck now, the 16-year-old, one of the younger ball players on this team. Hit .242 in the regular season. But Ben Bryant said he had some hits. He helped this team get to where they are. He said his bat cooled off a little bit. No time like the present to get it going again.
You know, yesterday, Mike, North Dakota, I mean, they I think had 7 hits, 8 hits maybe in that, going back thinking about that first game, but they just didn't get runners in. And So they didn't struggle at the plate. They put the ball in play and made some things happen.
That's a great point. Here's a ground ball to shortstop. Holiday picks it up and fires it. Well, it was closer than I thought, but Stone Collier, there's one up and one down.
Well, right off the bat, right after talking about Kai, first ball hit to him, and he had to come get it and get rid of it quick.
Yeah, the way it came off the bat was more or less a slow roller, not a sharp.
Yeah, and bang, bang.
Really close. So back-to-back lefties. Easton Rarick steps in. Also playing shortstop. There's a nice pitch. Probably would like to see that one again. You know, so many coaches don't like you jumping on that first pitch. But I say, hey.
Man, I love it when guys swing at that first pitch.
What, as a pitcher's perspective, you mean? Or?
Just either way, coaching or as a pitcher, it's the best pitch you're going to get.
Right back to Goddard, 1-3, and we got 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning, and Kobe Sen, the pitcher, stepping in.
Number 10, Kobe Sin.
Yeah, and I'm anxious to see. We've had more balls hit back to the pitcher in the first day and starting this day than I think we've had in all the World Series.
Sen just graduating from high school, hit .413 in the regular season. Pushed those numbers up to .643 in the regionals, 9 for 14. And he walked 4 times. And scored 5 runs. High chopper. Holiday was going to charge it, decided to pull back, and he gets the job done. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Goddard. And we played 1 full. We go to the tie. The American Legion. And by North Carolina Tourism. Played 1 full. Look at 1 base hits and 3 runs across in the first for Mississippi.
Yeah, and we were just talking in between break, between yesterday and today, North Dakota, they've given up 3 runs today, and yesterday they give up 4 runs on those. There's been 5 total errors, so they've given up 7 runs on 5 errors in 2 days.
Just 1 hit, right?
And just 1 hit, yeah.
7 runs on 1 hit. That's,
because Hawaii didn't get a hit until the 5th inning yesterday, so.
That's not a stat that you see very often, and that's a stat that coaches certainly don't want to see. First pitch from Sen here, top of the 2nd inning. It's the bottom of the order now. Alex Marshall playing second base. Then we move up to the top of the order. There's a bouncer. And Eli Mock can't handle it. He kind of took his eyes off it, looking across the diamond. It would have been a tough play, but they probably will give him an E. Yep, E5. So Elias Mock picks up his 2nd error. And Ben Bryant said this guy is always smiling. I don't know if he's smiling right now after a couple of errors this early on.
That was going to be a tough play. He had to hurry and maybe took his eye off the ball. But
so here's the top of the order. Kai Holiday. No way you're going to get him. He has speed to burn. There's a bunt single. Runners on 1st and 2nd.
Wow. They're picking on Mr. Mock over there, but man, what a perfect bunt. All he had to do was just get it down, and he is gone. I don't even think he was running as hard as he could.
Eli Mock's credit, he almost got him.
Yeah.
But, of course, Holiday, as we talked about yesterday, that guy can go. Here's Jackson McCoy.
Yeah, and you got to wonder here, talking with Coach Holland, they don't bunt a lot, So I was wondering if they would here, runners on 1st and 2nd early in the game, nobody out, but he said guys will bunt on their own, trying to bunt for a hit, but not a lot of sack bunts.
Ole Gante, the head coach of Hawaii. It's fun talking to him about bunts or lack of bunts. Runners on 1st and 2nd, nobody down, and this one's high inside for a ball.
I think Coach Gante, I think he thinks they don't get it down on purpose just so they can swing,
Oh, listening to him, he laughs about it, but I thought maybe they do it on purpose. I mean, I don't want a bunt, Coach.
Well, when you can score, 4 runs on no hits.
Runner's going, and a hit batter's going to load the bases again. Boy, Marshall was moving. from second. And I'm not sure if it was a stolen base attempt or it was a hit and run, but how about a hit batter?
Yeah, you can see that breaking ball got away from him there, and not sure how much longer they're going to go with Kobe here.
That's the second batter that Kobe has hit. And of course, if he's taken out, he will stay in the lineup somewhere because he's one of their top hitters. And as we mentioned, the engine, well, they're going to take the ball from him. So we're going to, it's like number 14, the left-hander, coming in for Fargo. That's going to be Jacob Top. So we're going to take a timeout. 3-0, bases juiced, nobody out, and Jacob Top coming in right now.
Now pitching for North Dakota.
Well, we go from a righty to a lefty. So Sen goes one full inning. As we mentioned, he'll stay in that lineup somewhere. We haven't decided or seen where he's going yet. But what do you have on the lefty right now, Jacob Top?
Yeah, in the regional, he struggled a little bit, and he gave up 9 runs in 3 innings there in the regional. But on the year, he was let's see here. He had 36 innings pitched on the year. Was 3-0, so had a good season during the year. So hoping to come in here and just kind of shut the door down. I mean, he's coming in at a rough spot here with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Yeah, Ben Bryant saying he's not going to overpower you at 135 pounds, but he's going to keep you off balance. And he said nothing over 70 miles an hour, which is surprising. And give us the definition. According to Ben Bryant, he says he throws a lot of meatballs.
A lot of meatballs, which sometimes makes it hard to hit because you're out in front so far.
Now playing second base for North Dakota, number 10, Kobe Sin.
So we got Holiday down there at the third base.
First baseman.
Bases are juiced, nobody down. It's 3-0 Mississippi. And Stone Collier stepping in the batter's box right now. He popped up to the shortstop in his first at-bat. Sen goes over to second base. Jackson Beiswinger was holding that position. Here's the first pitch now from Top. And it misses for a ball.
Yeah, and you see all those guys there on base and some pretty quick guys there.
Great opportunity for some RBIs here for Stone Collier.
Yeah, and I mean, and especially after the first inning, Mike, Mississippi only got 3 runs. They had runners all over the bases and were only able to get 3 runs. And, they wish they could have capitalized more.
Collier has been their RBI machine, led them in the regular season with 30. Here's a fly ball, high fly ball down the left field line. And Graff is coming over on the warning track, and he pulls it in. It's going to be an RBI sac fly. And a 4-0 ball game. So Collier had 9 ribbies in the regionals, 30 in the regular season, picks up another one. He had one yesterday.
Yeah, good job there of taking what they gave you and getting a sac fly out of that, and still got runners on first and second. And
Noah Foster.
you got to wonder right here if they'll try to steal third in this situation.
Foster steps in. He has RBI single back in the first inning and a stolen base.
And we can see his speed out there at second, playing with the pitcher a little.
Wow, jumped on that one. Lined a shot down the left field line, foul. Well, this Mississippi team, as we mentioned, hitting 362 in the regionals, 365 in the regular season. Only 4 base hits yesterday. 6 players hitting over 400 on the regular season, 11 over 300. Even though they only have 2 base hits here so far today, it looks like their bats are going to come to life.
Yeah, you got to, I mean, sooner or later, you got to wonder when they are going to come. Start getting hot, and, when you start putting runs up, Mike, I mean, you start feeling a little more comfortable, and then ready to go.
Boy, Foster way ahead of the 135-pound southpaw, Jacob Top. There's a base hit. It should bring it in with Holiday rounding third base, and Holiday scores for the second time. Runners hung up. Catcher wasn't quite sure where to go. Now we've got a rundown. They pick up the outs, and they've got a runner at third base, but another run in. It's 5-0. So Foster has a back-to-back RBI singles. Yeah. And it gets caught up in the hot box between first and second.
Yeah, I mean, Foster, good job, base hit left field, and there was no way they were going to throw Kyle out coming home, and the run from first was going to third. It looked like they would have had him at third, but then they got the run down there between first and second. I think Noah wanted to stay in that run down a little longer, but he slipped.
So that's going to bring up Ben Davis, who walked and was stranded at second base back in the first inning.
And Foster, Mike slipped when he got about halfway between first and second, trying to stay in the run down long enough to try to get that runner from third to score, and just couldn't do it.
2 outs, 2 runs in. 5-3-0 for Mississippi right now. It's a slow breaking ball. In for a strike. It's 0-2.
Looks like Ben's at the plate singing to himself. I love it. Relaxed, like we said early in the game. You see him bouncing around.
Mock to Mock. 5-3. They're out of the inning, but 2 more runs across for Mississippi. Make it 3 runs across. It's now 6-0. Mississippi sitting on top of Norfolk. Good going.
Coach Ben Bryan, and glad to be here, but I know they want to play better.
Well, coming up in the second game at 7 o'clock tonight here at Keeter Stadium, we'll have a Maryland team against the Hawaii team. Both of those guys both those teams, I should say, picking up victories yesterday. It's been fun talking to the coaching staff of all these teams.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's talking to the Hawaii coaches was, we did that together the other day. It was a blast.
And Gante and Steve Zampana, the head coach of Maryland, both very loose, very relaxed.
Yeah, and I talked to Coach Zampano this morning, and he was telling me, he was like, well, I told you we would, we'd do all the little things. We'd, get guys here. We'd pitch the ball, throw strikes, and exactly what they did.
Colton Almy, the center fielder, hitting for the first time in the cleanup spot after a 1-2-3 inning back in the first for Caleb Goddard. Almy with 6 ribbies to lead the team in the regionals. There's a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Goddard of the afternoon.
Yeah, and you can see Goddard's fastball just on the outside corner, just letting it go, trying to throw a bomb.
So that'll bring up the left fielder, Caden Graff, facing Goddard with 1 down here in the second inning. This one's high and inside for a ball. Graff at 6'4", 175-pounder, just graduated. Had a nice season, 333. Those numbers dipped a little bit to 231 in the regionals. He struck out 4 times. Yesterday, 0 for 2 with a walk, but he did score a run. I mentioned his numbers dipped offensively with 3 for 13 in the regional, but he did go 7 innings pitched, giving up no runs, just 3 hits. The opposition hit just 125 against this young man. Caden Graff, I'm speaking of course.
And Mike, how about Caleb Goddard? How similar are the pitcher from last night to today for Mississippi? Cade Davis last night, they look, the way they just aggressive, throw the ball very hard, go right after you, and very similar pitchers.
Yeah, Cade Davis yesterday was in a pitcher's duel up until the fourth inning. It was 1-1. There's a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Caleb Goddard.
Yeah, and Caleb, he's feeling it and letting it go. And another strikeout there with his fastball up in the zone a little bit. Just couldn't catch up.
There's Andy Mock, the first baseman. Mock graduating last year. There's a check swing, missing outside for a ball. He's back from his freshman season at Concordia College, where he's playing some baseball. Ben Bryant, the head coach, said when he does connect, this ball will travel. He struggled in the regionals. He had 6 ribbies, but he hit 188, 3 for 16. But he did go deep. He had the only home run for Fargo in the regional championships. The 2 out, Goddard ready to work now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. So Goddard put him down 1-2-3 in the first inning and struck out the first 2 in the second inning now, looking at his second straight inning, possibly putting Fargo down in order.
Not sure where that missed that. Maybe a little low. And you got to wonder with, Cade Davis last night, wonder if he would have got a lead right there, right off the bat. Wonder how different he would have pitched.
So 3-1 pitch, and Goddard misses. He loses him, gives up his first walk, and Fargo, North Dakota has their first base runner with Tate Gustafson, the catcher, coming up.
And fastball just, I'll tell you what.
Barely missed, huh?
It looked like he missed just because the catcher was setting up away and it kind of come over the middle of the plate, but it looked like a pretty good pitch.
So with 2 down, Tate to Gustafson, the catcher, taking his first swings of the afternoon. The rising senior at West Fargo Cheyenne High School. Coach Bryant said when this guy gets rolling, he looks like the best hitter on the team. Matter of fact, the only kid not from Davies High School. There's a swing, and this one's drifting into the gap. It's going to fall for a base hit, and it gets past Oswalt, rolls out to the wall. That's going to bring in a run, and it's going to be a triple. Nice effort out there by Oswalt, but he missed it and rolled out to the wall. We've got a 5-1 ball game.
Yeah, and North Dakota's on the board.
Well, Bryant said, let's go out and play some baseball, have some fun. Looks like Gustafson enjoyed that one.
Yeah, good job of hitting right there, just taking that ball, hitting it in the gap, left center, and just out of the reach.
Third baseman number 4, Eli.
Ends up with a triple.
So here's the other Mock brother, Eli Mock. Elias stepping in for the first time with a runner down at third base, just 90 feet away.
Mike, and that's what, as a former pitcher, you get 2 outs. You walk a guy, and it will always get you, especially with 2 outs or walking the leadoff guy of the inning.
Yeah, it's amazing. A walk or an error, huh? Can
Yeah.
open up the floodgates.
But those walks, man, walks kill you. Best pitching coach I ever had was Mike Caldwell, and Mike's saying was, I'd rather you give up a solo home run than to walk somebody.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then you think about it, and it's like, well, if you walk somebody, then you give up a home run, you give up 2-run home runs, so you can win games giving up solo home runs. So.
Eli Mock, 1 for 2 yesterday. 1 for 2 with an RBI, as a matter of fact. And he goes the opposite way, blows this one out. Thought for A minute might drop into right field, but Alex Marshall's there to pull it in. They're out of the inning, but they push a run across on the RBI triple by Tate Gustafson. So we head for the third inning now. It's 5-1 Mississippi. And back inside Cuter Stadium. Most of the fans on this sunny Friday afternoon trying to find some shade underneath the roof here inside Cuter Stadium. As we go to the third inning now, the top of the third, it's going to be Jackson Cheek, who led the team with home runs this year. With 6. Getting ready to step in for the second time. He walked back in the first inning when he was facing Kobe Sen. Now he faces the left-hander Jacob Top. Top ready to work his second inning. Second full inning, I should say, after replacing Sen, who Sen only made it through the first inning. Here's a slow breaking ball in for a strike.
I'd love to know how fast that pitch was.
Yeah, it's a nice pitch, though. Those are kind of tough to hit. You watch it come in. Comes back with the same pitch, a little bit high for a ball. It's 1-1.
I know we have the radar gun out in right field, but I don't think that's too accurate.
No, I don't think it was accurate yesterday, too. I was looking. 46. They said, no, I think it's picking up the catcher, throwing it back to the pitcher. Yeah, because it's sitting on 40 right now.
Yeah.
So Jackson Cheek, 0 for 3 yesterday. This one's up high for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike now. So Top doesn't want to lose the leadoff man here in the third inning. Try to settle down and erase this 5-1 deficit, but he loses him on a base on ball. So Cheek now officially hasn't batted, so he's got 2 walks. And Davis Oswalt, who had the RBI on a fielder's choice back in the first inning.
Yeah, they're talking about walks like we were last half inning, and leadoff walks and walks with 2 outs. And
I guess walks are never good at any time, huh? Unless it's an intentional walk leading to a double play, maybe.
Right.
Now there is a slow breaking ball.
And I wonder how fast that was. Maybe 55, maybe 50, 55.
Well, Oswalt way ahead of that pitch. He wanted it. So give me a pitch to hit.
Yeah, and you know, he was off at first base, and I mean, good jump, and I bet he's wishing he would have had that one back, not to swing or swing through that one.
So Oswalt who pulled the Shohei Ohtani at the regional with the 2 wins on the hill, while hitting .429. High fly ball, shallow left, coming in Graff, and Caden Graff is there for the out. Got under it a little bit too much, hit it well, but it goes down as a long fly ball and a long out. Here's J.W. Armistead getting ready to check in.
J.W. Armistead.
I was surprised that Oswalt didn't play any position yesterday, Woody, after hitting .429 in the regionals.
Yeah, and I know Coach Holland's been he was trying to figure out, when I talked to him today, tried to figure out a way to maneuver some guys around, to get some guys in the lineup. I think Andon Johnson may have got hurt yesterday and was not able to catch today, so they were trying to figure out some different scenarios to get everybody in, to get some offense in there.
Armistead, I think earlier I mistakenly said that his dad's down at first base. It's actually his brother. He's a 4th generation Legion player for this post. Member of the Legion program. His brother played, his dad played, and his grandpa played. And his brother, not his dad, his brother's now down at first base as one of the assistant coaches, Will Armistead. So I apologize to the people in Tupelo, Mississippi for misiding Will. There's a high pop-up that's going to be out of play. A slow breaking pitch, and the runner
This
had
is
another good
second.
jump. Looks like maybe
Yeah.
they're trying to do a hit and run.
Yeah, second or third time they've tried to get him in motion and make something happen, but
Here's a 2-2 pitch from the southpaw. And it's 3-2, and no need for the hit and run right now, as Cheek goes down to second on the pass ball.
you see this curveball.
Or a wild pitch, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably going to go down as a wild pitch. I don't know how it didn't hit him in the foot.
Yeah, you can't blame Gustafson for that one. After looking at the replay, definitely a wild pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second base. Here's a little bloop, and it's going to be foul. Good effort that time by Top.
Very good effort.
I thought maybe he and Tate Gustafson were going to collide for a split second.
Yeah, that's why we always say you pitchers. See, there you go. Pitcher's the best athlete on the field, Mike. Let's look at this right here.
Oh, that one got way down on the handle of the bat.
Yeah,
If that was a wooden bat, it might have broke the bat.
yeah, for sure. And then I think his knee hit him in the head at the very end of it. But we
So-
did see last night also that made ESPN Sports Center top 10
Yeah, Jameson.
last night, number 2. Yeah, Jameson making the play, kind of the same thing. Somebody come flying in, he dove underneath and caught it. And
Jameson also went deep
yeah,
yesterday for Maryland.
number 2, actually. Number 2 on the top 10. And we really couldn't even see it because of the polls.
Yeah, I saw most of it, but I wasn't sure if he held on to it. There's a swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Jacob Top. So Armistead goes down swinging, and there's 2 down.
It looked like that was just that fastball. You know, everybody's sitting up there looking for that curveball, and he threw that fastball up in the zone a little bit. And
So Alex Marshall got on with a error on the third baseman and scored back in the second inning here. Swinging for the second time. This one's up high for a ball. So Marshall looking for his first base hit after going 0 for 2 yesterday in game 1 after hitting .318 with 4 ribbies last week in the regionals. There's a base hit. That should bring in a run. And a sharp single to left field. It's an RBI single for Alex Marshall, and we have a 6-1 ball game.
And you see here, this is like a curveball just down the middle of the plate, and was able to turn on it, and there's going to be no play at the plate. And now they got some speed on first again.
And some speed at the plate, no doubt about that. With 2 outs, Kai Holiday, the leadoff man, he scored twice already here this afternoon. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Runner's gone. Here's the throw, and this time it is the throw. Looked like it's in time. He's got him. Nice
Good
throw by Tate
Yeah.
Gustafson. And they're out of the inning, but Mississippi pushes one more across, and it's 6-4-0 now for Tupelo, Mississippi. North Dakota trailing by 5 as they come to hit in their half of number 3. So it's 6-1 Mississippi. Tomorrow here from Keeter Stadium, you have Iowa and Idaho. Iowa looking for their first victory. Idaho looking to go to 2-0, the defending champions, of course. Then you have a good hitting Michigan team. Only banged out 2 hits yesterday. They'll take on Maryland. And then Mississippi tomorrow at 7:30 will take on Hawaii. So 2 games this afternoon, 3 tomorrow, and then 3 Sunday. Evan Lepler We'll be back here with Woody on Sunday. Then we have the semifinals on Monday with a championship game on Tuesday here from Keyter Stadium in Shelby, North Carolina. There's Jackson Beiswinger. Check that. It's going to be Jacob Top getting the hit. Beiswinger opened up at second base, then Top came in to replace Sen at the mound, and Sen went over to second base. So Jacob Top trying to aid his own cause now.
Yeah, and Goddard just going right after everybody.
This one's fouled out of play. Top, I mentioned at 6 feet, rising senior at 135 pounds, did not have an official at bat in the regionals. Hit 273 with only 11 at bats during the regular season.
I tell you what, that was to just be able to hang in there on that slider that was down and in at his back foot. Pretty good job of hitting right there.
Yeah, he's making Goddard work for it.
Yeah.
Balled off back-to-back pitches. This one's down low, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, and just two completely different pitchers is Top and Goddard. Goddard's more that fastball, go right at you, and Top likes to use his breaking ball.
Well, he was aggressive. Got caught looking that time. And that's the third strikeout now for Caleb Goddard. And Fargo goes to the top of the order now with the left hand hitting Oliver Luck.
And you see that fastball just right at the knees on the outside part of the plate. And not much you can do with that.
Well, you're right. Right at the knees, huh? There's the operative word there, right. This time he throws a breaking pitch in for a strike.
I don't think I've seen that much today. The curveball, the slower curve.
So Oliver Luck, the leadoff man, grounded out to the shortstop. He's 0 for 1. Shortstop, of course, Kai Holiday today after playing center field yesterday.
There it was again. Slow curve ball, the pretty good pitch. Maybe a little low.
Luck, a 6'1", 190-pound safety on the football team, so he's missing two-a-days. I'm not sure if that's a good thing for him or not. I mean, 2 days. Nobody likes two-a-days, but
that's amazing. It's already football season again.
Well, it's good to see some people in the stands this year for football. Although you're an SEC guy, you saw people in the stands.
Yeah, I'm an Alabama fan.
The Big Ten, they kept their stadiums empty last year. So it'll be good for the Big Ten to have some people in the stands this year. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and he loses them inside and low.
Wow, that was a tough pitch to hold up on, but he did, and it's a walkout of it. Man, that's a tough pitch, especially with a full count. Tough pitch.
Or a good eye.
Yeah, very good. I was talking about the hitter. I don't know how he didn't swing it.
Here's Easton Rarick. Grounded back to the pitcher, Goddard, and his only at bat so far. Takes a good cut. Strike one. Rarick 1 for 4 yesterday. Also a hockey player in high school. Ben Bryant said one of the hardest working guys on the team, and loves to play baseball. Wants to play baseball in college somewhere if he gets the opportunity. Well, that time the home plate umpire Maxie called time before the pitch.
Yeah, unless something got in Rarick's eye or something and called time.
This Fargo team coming in at 24-22, which is a unique record for a World Series team. But they're battlers. Brian said they had to play an extra game, a play-in game, just to make the state tournament. Then they went in as the number 7 seed. And now here they are at the World Series in Shelby, so a 7 seed. Brian said, I don't know if we've ever seen that before, a 7 seed winding up in the World Series.
If I'm not mistaken, if Evan said it right yesterday during the broadcast, they were 1-30 3 years ago, maybe. The first year of their team. This team has been together 4 years, maybe. But 1-30, and they've completely turned it around.
As you pointed out yesterday, Fargo was here 2 years ago. It was a different post from Fargo. But that team 2 years ago, as a team, hit .316, which was the second best behind Louisiana. And they had 48 hits, which was number 1. And this Fargo team yesterday had 7 hits, but they left 9 guys stranded. 9 left on base.
Yeah, as we were saying early in the broadcast, I mean, they had runners all over the bases yesterday. They just couldn't get them in. And then Hawaii took advantage of some of the errors that North Dakota made. But the North Dakota team from 2 years ago, I think they have more players off of that team on the all-tournament team than any other team that was here.
You're absolutely right. Fastball up high. We've got 3 balls and 1 strike now. So Goddard falls behind after giving up the base on balls to Oliver Lucht, who's down at first base. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Swinging a fly ball, a line shot out to center field. Not too much problem for Oswalt. Moves to his left a few feet, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, that ball was squared up and hit hard.
Second baseman, number 10.
So that's going to bring up the engine that makes this team go. It's going to be Kobe Sen, heading for Iowa Central to play some baseball after being named all-conference in high school. This one's fastball up high for a ball.
You know, sitting here looking at the scoreboard, Mike, it's 6-1. We were talking earlier, it seems like it'd be a whole different score. And, you know, just a base hit here or there. I mean, this is a game, you know?
Yeah, that's a great point. Well, the North Dakota with 1 base hit. They had 7 yesterday. They got to start putting the bat on the ball pretty soon here.
Yeah, I mean, we're only in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and still got a lot of baseball left to play.
You mentioned earlier the 4 errors hurt them yesterday. A couple of walks hurt them this afternoon. As Mississippi got 3 on the board in the first inning to get this thing going.
Yeah, you take those 3 runs away that they got there, and you're looking at a 2-run ball game.
Yep. So Goddard working a little bit longer this inning than he has in previous innings.
If I'm not mistaken, this is his 20th pitch of the inning, right?
Well, Woody, if you say it's his 20th pitch, doggone it.
I trust
pitch,
everybody around me. That's what I'm doing.
Nice piece of hitting, goes the opposite way out to right field. And they'll have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Well, Bryant said when Sen is on, he is on. And hit one hard to right field.
Yeah, you can see Sen here, just what we say in baseball, letting the ball travel, letting it get deep, and just taking it to right field. See Coach Holland there. Man, he loves baseball. Talking with him, he loves baseball.
He played on this Legion team. I
Yeah.
think his last year was 2002.
Yep, and he was the assistant coach back in 11 when Eden Prairie, Minnesota ended up winning it. They had a lead, I think, and went into extra innings, and they lost. But
And what was that, 5-4, I think it was?
5-4.
So an RBI opportunity now for Colton Almy, who struck out the last time up after going 2 for 4 in yesterday's game. He is their RBI leader in the regional. Chance to drive in a run right now to make it 6-2.
You gotta wonder if somebody's going to go out and talk to him. I think the catcher went out and talked to him before this batter, but I don't see anybody warming up or.
This one's in for a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Goddard with a 0.65 ERA in the summer. He only had 22 at-bats in the summer, but he had 5 hits, 6 runs driven in, 3 doubles. But now he's trying to get it down on the hill. This one's outside for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. So if he loses them, we'll have the bases loaded for Caden Graff, the left fielder. "26 strikeouts in the regular season, just 5 walks. And this one's fouled out of play down the right field line.
And now Mike could double in the gap. Will score him from first. For sure. With the runners going to be in motion here.
And speaking of doubles, Almy had 9 in the regular season. His 4 triples led the team. He'll take that right now. 2 outs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Goddard ready to work. Runners moving. And this one's fouled back to the screen, and the runners return. Remember years ago, and this might date me, but I was listening to Ernie Harwell do a Tiger game, and runners were moving. Runners were moving. There's 2 outs. Jim Northrup fouled off, I think, 15 straight pitches. Runners going again, and another foul ball. So Almy might have been listening to that same game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think Almy was even born back then.
But we've talked, you and I have sat and talked about Bob Uecker and Harwell and those guys like that, and you wonder, I mean, it's amazing sitting there or listening. I played for the Brewers for a lot of my career, and Bob Uecker it was so much fun to listen to him every day on the radio.
Yeah, I grew up about 5 hours from Milwaukee in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and Merle Harmon, his partner, wasn't too shabby either. I mean, they had a good broadcast team. Uecker and Harmon. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here goes the runners. Goddard playing a little mind game. Oliver lucked out there, definitely. There's nobody covering, but he was definitely fooled.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's why you do not take off until you're sure it's going home.
Here's the pitch. And he lost him. Bases juiced now with another walk. Good hustle that time by Ben Davis, the catcher, as it got away from him. So Almy gets down to first base. Luck moves down to third. Kobe Sen at second. Here's Caden Graff. Well, that's 2 walks now in this inning by Goddard. He only gave up 5 for the whole summer.
And they're going to go out and talk to him here and try to give him a breather.
So Caden Graff with 22 ribbies in the summer. Struggled a little bit to going 3 for 13 with 4 strikeouts in the regionals. Great opportunity right now to bounce back after going 0 for 2 yesterday in that loss. Lost to Hawaii 7-1. They trail 6-1 right now, but a great opportunity with runners on first, second, and third.
Nowhere to put him. And this is going to be the 30th pitch of this inning. I remember we just said 20th pitch a few minutes ago, but this is the 30th pitch of this inning.
So what is that now, 56?
56, and Mississippi, they got to figure a way. They got to win this game to have a chance to be able to get in the semis.
Is
Is
it
what we're talking about.
Ethan Leddig of Maryland had what? He went the distance with
Threw
57?
58 pitches, and he threw 6 innings with 58 pitches.
Wow. Well, that's right. He was relieved at
Yeah,
the
relieved so he could come back maybe a day early.
Well, with the bases loaded, first pitch in for a strike, I should say. There's a fly ball drifting to right, and Armistead is there to pull it in. So Fargo, they leave 9 stranded yesterday. There's 3 more on the base paths left just standing. No runs across. Head for the 4th. It's still 6-1. Tupelo, Mississippi sitting on top.
We were there to write the original GI Bill and get it signed into law when a community found itself in the middle of a natural disaster. For more than 100 years, veterans have been strengthening our nation through the American Legion, through programs that help our nation's youth become tomorrow's leaders, and by helping veterans receive the benefits they earn through their service. Learn more about how we're helping in your community at legion.org.
When our veterans came home from serving their country, the American Legion helped them with the GI Bill to get a head start. When they came home from Vietnam, we helped those affected by Agent Orange to get care and compensation. Now, a new generation is dealing with their own challenges. Every day, 22 veterans who put their lives on the line for our country came home and took their own. As it has for over 100 years, the American Legion continues to advocate for our veterans, so when they leave service, there's a place for them to go to continue serving and, when needed, to get help.
And back inside Keeter Stadium right now, I have a 6-1 ball game. Just 4 hits for Mississippi, 6 runs pushed across. Well, Fargo, North Dakota, leaving 9 stranded yesterday, and they just left 3 on the base paths in the last inning.
Yeah, 4 for the game. What we were talking about during the break, 13 total, 2 days. And that's a lot of guys left on base.
And hitting in the 4th inning right now, it's going to be Kai Holiday again. He was hitting in the 3rd inning when Alex Marshall was caught stealing for the 3rd out. So Holiday gets another opportunity to step in.
Yeah, and in that situation there in that last inning with Marshall stealing, getting caught, I mean, you have nothing to lose. You got Holiday leading off the next inning if he does get thrown out. And here he is.
The power lifter, the state champion power lifter, playing shortstop here this afternoon. Steps in to face the left-hander Jacob Top. So Jacob Top, nothing over 70 miles an hour, but now he's working on his 3rd inning. Holiday gets underneath it, and Almy drifts over to his left in center field, and there's one down here in the 4th.
That's a sure way to take away the speed of Holiday there.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like, I know he was just 1 for 2 yesterday, but it seems like Holiday's been on the bases a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's Jackson McCoy. Got on with an error, and he was hit by a pitch, so he's 0 for 1. Scored both times. I mentioned probably the best overall hitter on the team, but they were looking forward to using his arm as well. Speaking of Jackson McCoy, of course. He was shut down for the summer, but he will be a pitcher at Northeast Mississippi Community College. High pop up right side, and Oliver Lux there. Pull it in. Fly ball to center, fly ball to right. There's 2 up and 2 down.
First baseman number 10, Stone Collier.
So Collier had the sac fly RBI last time up, back in the 2nd inning. And he popped up to the shortstop Rarick in his first at-bat. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI yesterday, so he's got a couple of ribbies after driving in 9 in the regionals and 30 over the summer.
I guess that got him, maybe in the foot.
So another base runner for Tupelo, Mississippi. That slow breaking ball, hard to hit, but also hard to catch, it seems like, for Tate Gustafson, especially when it's down in the dirt.
Yeah, it looks like it's bouncing right in front of the plate or right on the plate.
Here's Noah Foster. He's got back-to-back RBI singles, so he's 2 for 2 after going 1 for 3 yesterday.
And it seems like Noah Foster, he's been up to bat 100 times in the last 2 days.
This one catches a corner for a strike, and this time Jacob Top is ahead in the count. 0-2 with 2 down.
There's a good look at Collier.
This one's driven to left field. And so Noah Foster continues swinging a good stick. He's 3 for 3 here after going 1 for 3 yesterday.
Yeah, not what Top wanted there. 0-2, way ahead in the count. And he'd been throwing that breaking ball bouncing in the dirt, but just he left this one up a little too much.
Catcher number 18, Ben Davis.
So the catcher, Ben Davis, steps in now with 2 more runners from Tupelo, Mississippi out there with 2 outs. So 5 base hits now for Mississippi, 6-5-0. Of course, a win for Mississippi, and they're 2-0, so they'll be sitting pretty. And if Fargo goes down, they'll be 0-2. This will drive in another run, drops in front of Almy in center field. And that goes down as an RBI single, and we've got a 7-1 ball game.
And a good job by Ben Davis here taking this fastball that was just up and down the middle and driving in the gap, and RBI single.
So here's Jackson Cheek. He's walked both times.
And there was a slow one.
He likes that pitch, but
Yeah.
it's obviously tough to hit.
But it makes that fastball look a lot harder when you throw it that slow.
So you said your son's at North Alabama playing football?
Playing football, yes.
What position?
Linebacker.
Oh.
Defensive end, linebacker.
So how tall is he?
6'5", 260.
Woo.
Yeah.
What are you, about 6'4", 6'5"?
6'4", 6'5". My wife and I adopted him, and runs about a 4.7.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a ground ball. Rarick picks it up and flips it to second base, and Kobe Sen is there. They're out of the inning. But Mississippi scores again. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. We've got a 7-1 ball game.
USAA is made for the safe pilots. For Mac.
As before, the front end of it, and maybe it was like 330. Now it's what, 320, and
320 right down the
Yeah,
line.
right down the line,
So
yeah.
what is it? What is it in the gap then?
probably 365-ish.
Okay,
in
I'm
the
trying
gap,
to
I
see
can't
it.
see it. I don't know if it's out
Dead
there.
center field is what, 390? Okay.
390 and dead.
Well, trailing 7-1. Here's Andy Mock, the first baseman. He walked and scored North Dakota's only run back in the second inning. Now, earlier, you're talking about that North Dakota team that lost in the finals 2 years ago, and they actually had more all-tournament players on the all-tournament team, and it was Blake Anderson, Chandler Eibach, Zach Kluvers, Zach Sandy, and Taylor Parrott, the pitcher. Boy, those names are familiar.
Yeah, very. Zach Sandy.
It seems like it's hard to believe it's 2 years ago, with COVID, of course, wiping out last year's World Series.
Yeah, they had a good, very, very good ball club.
And Fargo, different post, but Fargo here they are in the World Series again.
And that ball
Oh, it
looked like it
jammed
was
him.
going to hit him.
Yeah, jammed him on the fist.
I'd love to see how far that ball got in on him. It looked like it hit him on the hand.
So Andy Mock, 35 ribbies, number 2 on the team during the regular season. He had 10 doubles. As Ben Bryant said, he's always among the leaders in extra base hits. And so when he connects, the ball usually travels. But you have to connect. There's a swing and a miss and another strikeout.
Yeah, Goddard going right back to that fastball that was up and away. And when you throw that breaking ball down in the zone, then you come back with this high fastball, it's hard to lay off. Actually, it looked like it cut a little bit.
So that's strikeout number 4 for Caleb Goddard. And that brings up Tate Gustafson, the catcher, who had that drive to the gap in left center field with the RBI triple his last time up. His only time up, so he's 1 for 1.
Yeah, and he actually squared that ball up and hit that ball extremely hard.
As Brian said, when he's rolling, looks like the best hitter on the team. And when he drilled one to left center, that was a drive to the gap. And he was red hot. He cooled off, and now he's starting to get hot again. 1 for 2 yesterday, and obviously 1 for 1 so far here this afternoon. 2 balls and no strike, 1 out here in the 4th. I thought he was going to jump on that pitch.
Good fastball there. Way ahead now, 3-1. You know, I was wondering, we were talking yesterday with the heat and the humidity and the sweat and stuff on these guys that were pitching. Wonder if it had any effect on them, you know, gripping the ball or being able to throw it.
Oh, it missed him outside. Gustafson almost went after it. I thought he was going to go to the opposite way again with that outside pitch, but he's on for the second time with the base on balls, and that's what, the 4th?
4th walk.
He only had 5. Goddard only walked 5 batters all summer. He's got 4 here this afternoon.
You know, and playing in Tupelo and being there in the South where I'm from there in Alabama, it's hot, sweaty, and should be used to it.
Boy, Eli Mock, that's the second time now he's taken a vicious cut at the plate. Finally popped up to the second baseman, Alex Marshall, in his only at-bat. He was 1 for 2 with a ribby yesterday. Boy, he's hungry. He's swinging hard. Ben Bryant said the complete opposite personality of his older brother, Andy. He said he's always smiling, makes everyone laugh. Winds up putting a smile on your face, even if you're in a bad mood. Nothing phases this guy. Let's see if he can come through with a base hit here with a runner on first. Slow breaking pitch. Well, he really
Good
mixed
pitch
up
now.
that one.
Yeah. So we're saying Andy's in a bad mood a lot.
No,
so
no,
they're different
no,
brothers.
I knew.
I
I knew you were going to take that way. He's just more serious.
Put it down.
I suppose the Mock family back in Fargo took it the same way you did, huh?
No, they're good kids.
Yeah.
We're having fun here.
Yeah. Ben Bryant, the head coach, said it wasn't even brought up that they've got to win this game. They just want to go out and play ball. Have some fun. But they lost 7-1 yesterday after only giving up 4 hits, and they trail 7-1 right now. Goddard trying to make him chase something. Misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Comes back with the fastball. Here's a pop-up behind second. The shortstop, Holiday, no problem getting out there with his speed. So Eli Mock pops up to the second baseman and now pops up to the shortstop in shallow center field.
And he got out there. I mean, I thought that ball had a chance to drop, and he's standing out underneath it like it's no big deal.
He was there waiting for it.
Pitcher
Huh?
number 14, Jacob.
So here's the pitcher now, Jacob Top. Got called out on strikes. He's only at bat after fouling off about 3 or 4. Goes the opposite way, and this one, I thought for a second could have been trouble, but started drift into foul territory.
And Mike, we're starting talking about pitch counts and all this now coming into play. We're at pitch number 76 coming up, and you know, for him to be able to come back, if they did make it to the finals, he could not go over 80 pitches. Today, he'll be able to come back on Tuesday if they made it. You know, so
right on
so
cue.
curious to see what Coach Holland is going to do here. If he has anybody warming up, if he's thought about it.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Pretty quiet back down there. So once again, Jacob Top, just like the last time up, fouls off 2 in a row. The first foul ball, if it had dropped in, Gustafson would have wound up on third base. There's no doubt about that one. So Jacob Top, the last time after fouling off a couple, got caught looking. And that time with 2 strikes, he was holding his breath as that one misses outside. Breaking ball just misses.
Just missing. And you got to wonder also in the back of Coach Holland's mind, we were talking today, and like he said, Ben Davis was his second best pitcher. And let's look at this pitch here and where it missed that. And had to be up, maybe. But Ben Davis is his second best pitcher, is not able to, he had to go behind the plate now after Andon Johnson getting hurt yesterday.
So the 0-2 count now goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think Goddard thought he had that last one.
Yeah. And here's pitch number 80 coming up.
That last pitch by Goddard, I think he'd like to have it back. I think he was a little bit frazzled because he thought that breaking ball was in for a strike. And of course, Jeff Maxey didn't see it that way, called it a ball. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Top pops it up over the second baseman, and this time the second baseman, Alex Marshall, is there to pull it in. So we played 4 full. We head for the 5th inning. Tupelo, Mississippi up by 6, 7-1. Shelby, North Carolina. Got to change that catcher right now, Tate Gustafson, who had that triple. He comes out of the ball game, and Hayden Cresson now is going to be behind the plate for Fargo.
Yeah, let's not talk about the R word there.
I didn't say it.
We had some good ball games yesterday, quick games, and then Evan Lepler, he's kind of jinxed us today.
You'll appreciate that. I think he was jealous that our games went quickly.
And the only reason they went quick is just because of us here in the booth, right?
Was that Hawaii getting ready? Well, that's Maryland. They got their camos on today.
Maryland's got the camos on, and Hawaii wearing a lime green, black, and white.
Boy, lime green. Yesterday they had pink as they came onto the field for the.
And then
the
wore
parade.
during the game, black during the game.
Number 8, Davis Oswalt.
There's Davis Oswalt now. Picked up an RBI in the fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Then he flew out to the left fielder, Caden Graff, in his last at-bat in the 3rd. Opening up the 5th inning now at this 7-1 ball game. He'll be followed by J.W. Armistead and Alex Marshall, the bottom of the order. Here's a drive to left field, and this one's going back, and it is gone. Davis Oswalt, the MVP of the regional for this Mississippi Ball Club. Went deep in the regionals. Now he goes deep in the World Series.
That ball was smoked. Ball was left up by Top, up and over the plate, and Mr. Oswalt drove it out over the left field wall pretty quick.
And that's a good way to open up the inning.
Yeah, fastball. Pretty much it was right down the middle and just drove it right to the left side of the light pole.
Number 14, Grayson Stone.
And you got to wonder if that's going to, something like that might get them going.
Grayson Stone now, a pinch hitter, comes in here for Mac Holland. Hitting for J.W. Armistead. So we'll see if he goes out into right field. Gets under this one for a pop-up, and the shortstop, Rarick, is there when it finally comes down, and there's one down.
And I'll tell you, that was, especially with top pitching and how hard he hit that ball out. We were talking yesterday when Mississippi was pitching, how hard Davis was throwing, how quick that ball got out. But, man, Oswalt turned on that one.
So the pinch hitter, Stone, goes down, and now the number 9 hitter, Alex Marshall, with the RBI single back in the third. And he was caught stealing to end the inning. He's been on base twice, got on the first time back in the second inning with the error on the third baseman, Eli Mock, and he eventually scored. He gets under this one, a high fly ball out to center field, and Almy is there to pull it in, and there's 2 down. So Hayden Donahue down to the bullpen warming up.
Yeah, just kind of what we were talking about, that 80 pitches in that inning, and trying to figure out what they may do with Goddard.
So 2 down, Top goes to work, bounces one to the plate against Alex Marshall.
And the ball was about 46 feet maybe, curved ball. But Top has done a good job coming in. I mean, he's throwing strikes, and now I jinxed him.
It's like that free throw shooter.
Yeah.
Jinx the free throw shooter. Marshall thought about it, probably should have. Called for a strike. Marshall. McKinley Holland said there's a good reason why he's at the number 9 spot. Heading in that 9 hole, he turns the lineup.
We were talking last night when we were leaving out the truck about Holiday and running. What did he run the 60 in? What do we say? Did a thing 6.7? 6.7?
And then somebody had video of him running the 40 on a football field. It was 4 something. I don't know.
I would love to know what it was. The 40. I want to see. I'd love to keep up with him, watch him play some football. We may get to see him run now after drawing that walk.
So he's been on base 3 times now. He was hit by a pitch, walked, flew out to the center fielder. Now he walks again.
Designated hitter number 9, Jackson McCoy.
So 2 down. Here's Jackson McCoy. He scored twice. He also flew out to the center field.
And you got to wonder, Mike, I mean, if I'm going to just play coach for a minute, if I'm coaching here in Mississippi, I'm going to give him a pitch to get to second to try to steal this, to give McCoy a chance to drive him in. If he gets thrown out, then McCoy's leading off the next inning.
Well, Holiday was 2 for 2 in stolen bases yesterday. In the regionals, he was 24 of 24.
And the thing about it, he's quick, but he gets good jump.
Yeah, look at the lead, huh? Boy, by the time that slow breaking pitch, he could have been at third base.
You can see him there. He's kind of waiting on his pitch. There he goes.
Well, they might have had him, but they couldn't handle the throw at second base. It would have been a bang-bang play at second, but nonetheless, Holiday is at second with another stolen base.
Yeah, and you can see he was going first move, and what we mean by first move is as soon as the lefty makes his very first move, he's gone and not looking back, and look at hit him maybe in the head.
I think he would have made it.
Yeah, I think
he had it.
Yeah, but the ball hit him on the back of the head maybe, but he was going to be safe, it looked like.
So 2 balls and a strike on Jackson McCoy. There's a shot down the left field line. This is going to be trouble. One bouncer to the wall. Here comes Holliday to score for the 3rd time, and it's going to be another stand-up double for Jackson McCoy.
Good job of hitting by Jackson McCoy, and that would have scored him from first anyway, but good job of hitting, double, and RBI. You can see this pitch here. Fastball middle in, and just turns on it and hit it right down the left field line.
So McCoy out at second base. As you mentioned, he had a stolen base yesterday. He's got one today. He was 7 for 7 in the regionals with stolen bases. And that's going to do it for Top. So we're going to take a break. Another pitching change. This will be the 3rd pitcher for Fargo. Caden Graff moves in from left field to take the hill. What do you have on Caden?
Yeah, Caden is going to throw a fastball, curveball, change up, and coming in a a tough situation here with these guys. They're starting to get hot pretty quick. But in the regional, he was 1-0, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits. So he threw a complete game there in the regional, and during the regular season, Caden was through 27 1/3 innings. Was 2-2 during the regular season. So coming here trying to shut this Mississippi team down.
Jacob Jaroszewski goes out in left field, replacing Graff out there. Another one of the young ball players, just 15 years of age, heading into his sophomore season in high school. Could have played with the younger team too, and he just wanted to be on this roster. He was on the dual roster for half the year. Then Ben Bryant said about halfway through the season, they put him on this roster full time.
First baseman number 10, Stone Collier.
So Stone Collier will be the first to face Caden Graff here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch outside.
And if I'm not mistaken, talking with Ben Bryant, Caden Graff in the regional during that game did not throw a pitch over 72 miles an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you go from Top at 69, 68 to Graff at 72.
72,
huh? Yeah. So Collier popped up to the shortstop Rarick in the 1st inning, had an RBI sac fly in the 2nd. He was hit by a pitch and scored back in the 4th. Line shot. This one's headed for the gap. It finds the gap. It's rolling out to the wall again. And we've got another run in for Mississippi, and their bats have come alive. Now we have a 10-1 ball game. So Collier, the RBI leader in the regionals, gets another RBI here with the double to the gap in left center.
You can see that fastball is up in the zone there, Mike, and there it is, 355 to that gap.
Runner on at second base now. Noah Foster steps in. Slow breaking pitch in for a strike. So Kobe Sen started for North Carolina, went 1 complete inning, and then Jacob Top came in and went 3 2/3. Now Caden Graff trying to get out of this inning, as this one misses outside for a ball.
And as you said, it seems like Noah Foster, or I said it last half inning, it seems like he's come up to hit every inning.
Yeah, every inning but the third. He's got an RBI single in the first, RBI single in the second, and he singled again in the fourth inning. This time he goes the opposite way, and this one's going deep. It's carrying, backpedaling out there is Oliver Luck, and he finally gets it right in front of the warning track. Well, they're out of the inning, but they pushed 3 across in their half of number 5. We've got a 10-1 ball game now. Mississippi on top with North Dakota. And back inside Keeter Stadium, you see those empty seats. Tonight, they're going to be full. These night games are fun to do here.
Yeah, they they love coming and supporting it, and do a great job here. And you can see Maryland there getting ready to play Hawaii here in a bit, and they were actually in the North Carolina regional, the Maryland team. So you may have some people coming from where that regional was over here to watch that team play.
Yeah, they beat a pretty good North Carolina team too, 8-1, I think the final score was.
Yeah, they had a lot of D1 prospects or D1 signees on that team. And we could see last night why and how they beat them. They play as a team and play the game right way, and fun to watch.
So Caleb Stoddard stays in the ball game as we open up the bottom of the 5th inning.
So now all of our thinking up here in the box goes out the window when we were talking about the 80-81 pitch.
This is Chayton Sen, the brother. Batting for Oliver Luck. Gustafson went out in right field. So Chayton Sen taking his first swings. Chayton Sen, a rising junior, another young ball player. Spent most of the year with the younger team.
Which he's the younger brother of Kobe, correct?
Yep, you're right. And he only had 10 at-bats during the regular season, at least with the older group. Didn't play in the regionals and did not have an official at-bats yesterday in game 1. It's a unique name, a Chayton. When I first started talking to Ben, I said, "You mean Clayton?" He said, "No, it's Chayton. Chayton with an H." Check swing, foul. Got to admire that when you could play, you're 15 years old, you could play and get the playing time and the experience with the younger group, but when you got it in your heart to play with the older guys, you're not going to get as many at-bats.
But you get the experience of being up there with them and learning.
Yeah, there's arguments both ways there, huh? I mean, if you pull up, let's say, a basketball player, a freshman or a sophomore, and sit him on the bench, he could be playing on the JV team and getting all that playing
Getting some
experience.
reps,
but if you're up with the older guys, at least in practice. 3-2 pitch, and Chayton Sen is on the base paths here in the 5th, drawing a walk. So Easton Rarick grounded out to the pitcher and had a line shot out to center field. He's 0 for 2. Rarick, the vocal leader of this team. And Sen's going to wind up at second base after the ball gets back to the screen.
And that'll be a wild pitch. No, and Rarick's been fun to watch. I mean, he's a good ball player, playing shortstops, made all the plays, and looks very comfortable at the plate.
Goddard has 4 strikeouts, a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings, but it looks like there's some wear and tear out there right now. It might be getting a little bit tired.
Yeah, I'd be tired too. I don't know how hot it is outside right now, but it was pretty hot earlier.
Probably the 90s, right? This one's low and inside for a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes on Easton Rarick. His 34 RBI in the regular season was 3rd best on the team. 3 home runs, 2nd best on the team. This one's in for a strike.
There was pitch number 90 on the day. I can remember playing American Legion baseball, Mike, and pitching actually in the state tournament and how hot it was, and having 2 or 3 jerseys, having to change into it from sweating so much.
Second pitch in there for a strike. Excuse me. So it's 2-0. Now it's 2-2.
Have you ever been to Patterson Field in Montgomery, Alabama?
No, but I drive through Montgomery, Alabama every time I go down to see the grandkids. But I have not been to that field. There's a shot. Well, that could have been trouble, but it goes foul down the right field line. So how old were you when you knew you had a chance before signing that you could have went to Tennessee? Did they discover you in Legion Ball, or?
Well, Tennessee, I pretty much started getting letters and everything from colleges in 9th grade, 10th grade. And
that's exciting, huh?
Yeah.
9th grade.
And I knew I was going to stay in the SEC. And my visits, I went to LSU, Tennessee, Ole Miss.
Did you grow up in Alabama?
I grew up in Alabama. I had to take a visit to Alabama. And my dad wouldn't let me take a visit to Auburn. No, we're not going to Auburn. So, if you're an Alabama fan in football, you don't do anything with Auburn. So
why didn't you go to Alabama?
They were not very good at the time. They had struggled, but I nearly went to LSU, but I had a buddy that had signed there. And
here's a major league pop-up. Marshall back on the grass. He pulls it in. There's 1 down.
I was a big Skip Bertman fan, and ended up A.J. Brzezinski and I went on our visits together everywhere, and ended up going to Tennessee and signing with Tennessee together.
So were you and Kyle Peterson teammates with Milwaukee, or did you miss
Kyle? Yeah, we were teammates with Milwaukee, and Kyle was the 1st-round draft pick of the Brewers.
Here's Kobe Sendow with 1 down and runner out there at second base. He singled in his last trip, got stranded out at second base. And that's the operative word with this North Dakota team. Stranding 9 yesterday, and how many? About 5 today, 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, 5 or 6 today. And he's got his brother out at second base.
Yeah, good chance to make it a family affair here. The 0-1 follows it back. It's 0-2. Mississippi getting beat yesterday. They've scored every inning. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 again in the fourth, and 3 more in the fifth. They have 10 runs, 9 hits, no errors. North Dakota, 1 run, just 2 hits, and 2 errors. So this North Dakota team not only stranding a bunch, they've got, 6 errors now in the 2 games. This one's high and inside. Kobe sent a very good hitter. So Goddard can get by him. And he lines one to right field. Boy, right fielder out there didn't have to move much.
He didn't. If that had been a good throw going in second, he might have actually doubled him off as he was throwing it in, but kind of airmailed the shortstop.
That's Stone Grayson out there in right now.
You see him there having fun, laughing about it. Everybody making fun of him. It looked like in the infield for overthrowing it. And that's what baseball's about.
Chayton sent out there was a little bit surprised too.
Yeah.
Wondering where that ball was going. He was hoping it'd get past towards that dugout or warning track, and he could have wound up on third base. But now there's 2 outs.
And pitch number 100 will be the next pitch. And now he only has 5 pitches left before they have to make a move, unless it's within the same hitter.
Donahue was warming up, but nobody in the bullpen right now. And a high pop-up down the first base line, and well, they were hoping he might have got out of the inning right there, but goes out of play.
See the fan here. Wow.
Yeah,
Pretty
hands.
good catch,
Good
yeah.
hands.
And then I think gave it to a young kid sitting down in front of him. Kid will remember that.
There's a pop-up towards second, and Alex Marshall should get out of the inning right there. And another one stranded, so Chaitenson draws a walk. He's stranded at second base. And we still have a 10-1 ball game. Walks and errors. So this one got going with an error.
Yeah, Mike, you can see right here, McCoy right here in the very first inning. Hit that ball third base, error there. Holiday comes around to score. Noah Foster has been hot. Base hit up the middle, RBI. Then Mr. Oswald hit that ball over the left field wall there to really get these Mississippi bats going, and that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, those Mississippi bats are producing 10 runs, and here's Ben Davis. He had an RBI single back in the 4th inning. So he drew a walk, grounded out to the third baseman, and with the RBI single, so he's 1 for 2. Did 275 in the regular season. Did not play yesterday.
And after talking with Coach Holland, the reason I think he did not play yesterday is he was planning on actually pitching him today. That's who he was going to pitch until his catcher got hurt and he had to bring him in to catch. So it kind of changed everything this Mississippi team was going to do.
Well, when he does pitch, he pitches well. 6-0 with a 1.24 ERA in the regular season.
You know, and it's kind of hard to pitch and catch at the same, at the same time. So and if you don't have anybody else to catch, it makes it tough.
Yeah, that would be tough. I don't care how good you are. This one's barely foul. Yeah, talk about 6-0. He was went 5 innings in the regionals too, and only gave up 3 hits. Picked up the victory, and the opposition only hit $150 against him.
I would love to have seen him pitch, and we still may before this is over with.
Well, I'm sure we will. Especially you doing every game. Line shot down the left field line, and this is trouble. Well, they're keeping Jarashevsky busy out there in left field, and it's going to be a stand-up double. So Foster has an RBI single and now a stand-up double.
Yeah, and you see this pitch here just left over the plate, and they're wearing that left field line out. Stand-up double, and
wow, that was drilled to dead center field. Almy backs up, pulls it in, and the runner advances to third base.
yeah, Davis did a good job there of tagging up on that ball. That ball got a lot deeper than I thought it was going to get, but was able to move up and get into scoring position.
Number 8, Davis Oswald.
Well, you just saw Davis Oswald go deep. Here he is again, stepping in now with 1 down in the 6th.
Yeah, and you can see here North Dakota's having to bring their infield in. With the rules and everything and the way it is, if 10-run rule after 5, if they score.
Almost hit him. Inside pitch misses for a ball. It's 2-0.
And you see the defensive alignment there and playing in, trying to cut that runner off.
There's a high fly ball, shallow center field this time. Almy is there. The runner tags. Here's the throw, and it's offline. That's an RBI sac fly for Oswald.
Bob Cunningham from West Virginia.
So Oswald gets his third RBI of the afternoon.
Yeah, good job there of taking that ball to the outfield, hitting a fly ball to get a sac fly and get that runner in. And
Number 14.
And there's that run you were talking about. It's 11-1 right now. 11 runs, 10 hits for Mississippi. More of what Mac Holland expected when he came here to Shelby. A team that hit 365 as a team during the regular season. There's a dribbler down towards third. Eli Mock picks it up and fires it over to first. They're out of the inning, but yet another run across. Mississippi scored in every inning.
then during the regular season, Hayden was actually 2-0 during the regular season through 13 and 2/3 innings, and looks like he's coming in here to maybe save some pitching and get this team a win.
Number 7, Drew Rarick.
And this is what Drew Rarick has come in. Number 7. Got a lot of changes going on. And Donahue falls behind 2-0.
So another brother combination. Easton Rarick's brother. Leading things off here in the 6th inning. Should be followed by Andy Mock and then Tate Gustafson. Although Gustafson, who opened the game behind the plate, had that RBI triple earlier for Fargo, driving in the game's only run for North Dakota.
Man, and Donahue, man, he's bringing it.
Three-two pitch. Well, we saw Chayton Sen, a pinch hitter, draw a walk, and now Rarick does the same.
Yeah, pitch just down and away and leadoff walk.
Number 18, Andy Mock.
So Andy Mock, who struck out in his last at-bat, walked and scored back in the 2nd inning, so he's 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to Holiday. Picks it up, fires over to Marshall for 1. Fires it over to Collier for the double play. First double play of the afternoon for Tupelo, Mississippi. And there's 2 down, 1 out away from the winning it in the 10-run rule.
Yeah, quick 2 outs there. And, you know, we had talked about earlier if Holiday moving from center field to shortstop, and we didn't know that he played shortstop that much, but, man, that looks smooth.
So Hayden Crescent, who came into pitch, now getting a chance to step into the batter's box to see what he can do offensively. This one's fouled out of play. Yeah. At this juncture, this is where the scorebook turns into a mess with all the substitutions and pinch hitters. And
It is hard because we have different numbers for camo jersey. We have different numbers for regular jerseys. And then if they have two jerseys, sometimes they're not even the same number, so it's hard to keep up.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. 2 outs. 1 out away from wrapping this thing up. This one gets past. Davis goes back to the backstop, and it's 2-2. So Tupelo, Mississippi, if they hold on, which I'm sure they will right now, they'll be 1-1. Fargo will go to 0-2. This one caught the inside corner, and that's how it ends. So Donahue comes in and gets the job done out of the bullpen, huh? Your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, Goddard threw a great game. You know, gave us, 5 innings of good baseball, and Mississippi bats kind of came to life. And so I'm going to be curious to see how they, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, how they come out and if they're still hot and ready to go.
So Mac Holland watched his team only bang out 4 hits and a loss yesterday. Bats come to life. 10 hits, 11 runs, no errors, and they scored in every inning. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 3 more in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, for the total of 11. So now Tupelo, Mississippi is 1-1. Coming up next at 7 o'clock, Maryland and Hawaii. That should be a good one. Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that. Maryland, good team all around. Hawaii, good all around team. It's going to be a good ball game.
Another good day of baseball here at the 2001 American Legion World Series. Tupelo, Mississippi, notching a notch in the win column as they go on to win it 11 runs, 10 hits, no errors. North Dakota 1-2-2. 11-1. Mississippi wins it. Coming up, it's going to be Maryland and Hawaii, both looking to go